In today's video, we're going to be looking at this dryer. You always want to check the basics. So here, you want to check your lint trap. Make sure that there is no lint. A lot of times when you open this up, there's just a thick amount of lint that's stuck in the lint trap, and that will cause issues as far as removing moisture from the dryer during its cycle. Next, you'll want to look in the back of the dryer, and you can see here, just doing a visual inspection, we obviously are going to have issues right here in the bottom portion. You can see that this dryer has been pushed back, and this is causing the duct that runs from my dryer to the duct going through the roof. It's crushing it, and that's causing a restriction during the drying cycle. This is my temp probe, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my temp probe inside of my dryer through the door, and then I'll run a cycle to see what temperatures we're getting. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that your dryer is empty. We have a little sight right here, and we're going to remove it. It is plastic, and once you remove this, this is going to allow you to look to see inside when the igniter lights if you actually do have a flame. Open up your dryer. Just gonna let it sit inside of there, and then we'll close our door. Here I have my multimeter set to the temperature reading setting, and I have my temp probe and my lead inside the dryer. I'm gonna set our dryer, and we're gonna run it, and we're gonna see what temperatures we're getting to. A good reading on the temperature should be at least 250 degrees before it actually cuts the fuse and drop. Sometimes I've seen it reach 275, even 300, but 250 is kind of where you want to see the reading go up to. So right now the flame turned on. You can see the temp probe is rising. If you look here, you can see the flame is on. You can see here it reaches about 215, and then the limit switch will cut off and start the process all over. This isn't too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the ductwork, and we'll see if the reading changes. Here we're going to put our dryer off. And what we're going to do is we're going to unplug our cord for our power supply, and then we'll pull the dryer back and remove the old dryer duct. This is the old duct that we removed. You can see right there it's just really crushed. This is what was causing the restriction for our dryer to properly dry the clothing. This is the dryer clamp that we're using. They're very easy to install. You just kind of squeeze it over on the duct, then slide it over and push it on there. You do have to purchase these separately. The duct run doesn't have to be too long. You just need enough, I would suggest, so that if you have to do any repairs later on, you have enough so that you can stand behind the dryer. Whereas if you compare this ductwork, you can see when you extend it, it just really goes way past the dryer, and this is really unnecessary. See here, we put our dryer back towards the wall, and there is no crimping. You can see we have a nice straight shot going from my dryer to the ductwork behind the wall without any restriction. Plug your dryer back in. Here we put our multimeter back to the temp probe setting. I have my temp probe inside of the dryer, and now I'm going to start my cycle, and we'll see if we have any changes on the readings. See here, the flame kicked on. And we are getting a much higher reading than we were before. If this video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.